Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Today we have Miss Leila and Miss Anju with us from University of Applied Sciences Europe and myself Surbhi Basin. And today we have a very good opportunity as I know you were really in the way that when will you get the appointments, how will you go to Germany for your further studies. So now we have Miss Leila with us and she especially come up live with us from so far, and it is a very big opportunity. And I'm so thankful for Miss Anju also that she has arranged everything for us and she has made Lela come to our live, and that is a very big opportunity for me and for my students. So we get to know more about the Germany updates and how we can apply, how we can go. So first of all, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So I'll just first request Miss Anju to please introduce the university so we can further on go with the requirements and the major updates that are coming up.
Okay. First of all, thanks to Landmark and being so supportive always. And thank you, Lela, for joining us today. As far as university is concerned, our university is a private university in Germany, and we are like our business school is more than 21 years old now, and we have four campuses in Germany. It's Berlin, Hamburg, Iserlohn, and Potsdam. Berlin is our practically our main campus because we are bang in the city center, and we are Berlin is the capital of Germany. And then we have Hamburg, which is known as Media City. So, and it's one of the biggest ports of Europe. So, students who are going to Hamburg, they can get good part-time jobs, they can get good programs, good after the program, good jobs, because GDP is very strong of, for Hamburg. And Iserlohn is a smaller city, but in Iserlohn we offer a student colleague program. So people who are looking at public universities, who want to join public universities after their class 12th, they will have to go for the student colleague program, or we call it 13th year after school, or we call it foundation year program. So people who want to join us, they can do it at our Iserlohn campus, which is a very compact environment, lush green city. People, students really enjoy the German environment there. And then we have Potsdam campus, which is our new campus. We call it Innovation Hub. So we will be offering our innovation, our IT related programs there. The campus is located in SAP vicinity. So a lot of IT related companies are there. So students who really want to get into internships related to IT, they may get lots of options there. And Potsdam is adjacent to Berlin, so it is very near to Berlin. Students will be having very good options of they can stay in Berlin, they can study in Potsdam, or they can work in part time. They can do their part time jobs in Berlin, so they can have the advantage of both the cities. And now we have come up with new campus in Paris. So Leila would, I think she's the best person to let us know more about Paris campus.
Yes, exactly. So Leila, I really want to know more about our Paris campus from you.
Yes, so the Paris campus is our latest edition because, I mean, we are called University of Europe for Applied Sciences. So we are now starting to introduce European campuses, and the opportunity for our students to start in Paris is absolutely magnificent. I mean, France is a beautiful country, Paris is a beautiful city, and students can start there and then transfer to Germany after one semester. So we are in collaboration with the PPA Business School. It's located in the south of Paris, and students can start their first semester of three of our undergraduate programs there. One is our Business and Management Studies program, then our BSc in Digital Business and Data Science, and then our BSc in Sports and Event Management. So they basically get the study visa for France, and then after one semester they transfer to Germany.
Okay, that's great because as we know, a lot of students are still waiting for their appointments as the bachelor students were not getting their appointments earlier. So it is something that's it's really good that you have come up with. Even I was very excited when I first joined the session. I remember, and a lot of my students are now also very much interested. So still they have this thing in their mind. Would they be getting the same environment in France what they're going to have in Germany? or why should they go for the one semester in France and then they should go for the transfer. So there are a lot of confusion in the mind of students. If you can
Mm.
clear all.
Yeah, I mean, it is up to the student whether they would like to start those three bachelor programs in Germany or in France.
Okay,
We know that it's very difficult at the moment to get undergraduate visa appointments for students in Germany.
exactly.
So it is absolutely a great opportunity to try and get the visa for France first. And I mean, in regards to why, I mean the beautiful um, so the beautiful options for students who study in Europe is that they have access to all the European countries because they have access to all the Schengen visas. And I mean, I grew up in Germany myself. I traveled across Europe basically, and it's just very easy. And also, every Europe is relatively small as a continent, and every country has their own language, their own cultures, and it's just an absolutely great experience. I myself, I spent a lot of time in Spain. Now I live in the UK. I lived in Germany, obviously. I've been to Paris, France, multiple times. So it just gives students a different cultural experience, and also it looks very good on their CV that they have multicultural experiences. So afterwards, for their job chances, this will definitely increase their chances to get a good job also, because they already come from a different background. And yes, so the cultural experience is just great. And also, I mean, our programs are being taught in English, so everything stays the same. So the admissions process stays the same. Will have our professors on campus there. A few lectures will be online, but also we have our professors there, and it's basically the same as starting at the UE campus, just in a different location. And we will also help students with a transfer. I think a lot of students think like, how would I transfer? But that is not a problem at all, because when they apply for the program in Paris, they will get the VLSTS long-term study visa. And with this visa, they can already travel around freely in Europe. So after they finish their first semester, they can take a flight, which is 1.5 hours only, more or less. So it's a very short flight. They can take a bus, they can take a train. So the transport is very easy in Europe, and then they can just come to Berlin or Hamburg or the Potsdam Innovation Hub, where they then continue their studies. They can submit all their documents with us, and then we will have dedicated people at UE who will check their documents, and they will submit the documents from the student to the immigration office in Germany. So we will do everything for the student. And the only thing the student then needs to do for the transfer is to go there, give their fingerprints, show their passport, and that will be it. So it's not a new application for a visa, it's only a transfer within Europe.
Okay, that's great. So would there be any certain different requirements for the visa process from India, or would that be same as because they are going to a German university?
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. So the students need to start applying with Campus France. So basically, so we have a few students who already applied to start in
Exactly.
Germany, and then we have a lot of new students who want to start in Paris and then go to Germany. So admissions requirements exactly the same, and we will issue the existing students who want to change and start in France. First, we will issue a new contract, new letter of admissions, etc. And once they get this from us, they need to create an ID on Campus France on their website. And they need to create their profile and upload all their documents there. Once they have that ID, they need to share it with us so we can confirm with Campus France that the student studies with us, and then we will put their ID number from Campus France on their letter of admissions, which they then need to submit there. And then Campus France will check the application. There will be an interview, so the student needs to be prepared for this. But this is the same with the German embassy. There's also an interview. And once Campus France approves, then the student will get a certificate from Campus France and can start the application process with the French embassy. Campus France usually takes 4 to 6 weeks, equally to the French embassy. So it's definitely a bit of a faster process.
Okay, that's something that was actually very much needed to be informed to our students because everybody was waiting to know more about it. So it is actually a very good option if you're going to if you are actually looking to study in Germany and you are still waiting for your appointments. this is the best option. You can go to Paris, and you'll be having the facility or the exposure of two countries now. So now you'll go to France and you'll enjoy the location because it is very beautiful, as you know, and as Lela told. And then you'll be going to Germany and experience the beauty of Germany and then study in Germany. And major thing is you will be the student of UE only. So you'll not be, you will actually be the student for the main university only. So you'll be getting the same kind of environment. That's
Absolutely.
something that our students should consider. And now I would also like to ask something about the requirements to apply. So what requirements are there to apply for our students for those particular programs, and then we'll talk about the masters and other programs as well.
Yeah, so I mean, we need an up-to-date CV, statement of purpose, scan of passport. They need to fill in an application form. So all the basic documents, basically, and then their mark sheets from depend for bachelor year 10, year 12, and then for masters, obviously, their transcripts and certificates from the bachelor program. But for France, it's obviously for our bachelor programs, so just mark sheet from year 10 and year 12. And then in regards to language requirements, students need to have at least an IELTS of 5.5 for our bachelor programs, 6.0 for master programs. But we also accept Duolingo, for example, and MOI, medium of instruction letter. So if they have studied fully in English, then they can hand in the medium of instruction letter. There's a free online test. It's 45 minutes. It's called the EF-SET test, and it focuses on listening and
Reading.
reading, and they can then just additionally take the test. Yeah, and
Okay.
generally, so GAP students are also very much welcome because we all come from different backgrounds and maybe started working already and then they decided to study. So GAP students are not a problem. And percentage-wise, so they need to be 60% plus. If they're between 50 and 60%, we will still consider the application, and there could be potentially an interview with one of our professors, and but we will still accept and put that application forward.
Okay. So now I would like to ask something about the master's degree, as we know that we have very good options for the master's students as well. If you can tell me something about that.
Yes, so I mean we have our master programs in the faculties of art and design, media, sports and event management, and then business and management studies. We also now have an MBA, and our master programs they run for a different duration. So we have them for 60 ECTS, which is 1 year, 90 ECTS for 1.5 years, and 120 ECTS for 2 years. And it depends on the background of the student. So if the student has studied for 4 years, then they can opt, for example, for our 1 year master programs. If they have studied for 3 years but have relevant work experience, then maybe we can give them, because we are a University of Applied Sciences, we can give credits for relevant work experience that is related to their study field. So then they can potentially get 30 credits from their work experience, and then they can opt for the 1.5 year master program. And yeah, so very exciting with our MBA. For our MBA, it's a 1 year program. At the moment, we have an absolutely fantastic scholarship available of 25%. And students can apply for our MBA after their 3 years bachelor program. And they can come from any background because the MBA is very generic, focuses on business, leadership, management skills, etc. And then they need 1 year of work experience after they have finished their studies. So it can't have happened while they study. And those requirements are great, I think. And we have many students who start the MBA with us now. And also we have two new brilliant master programs. One is our MSc in data science and one in software engineering. And for those, we offer a pre-course. So if the student is coming from a different background, they can opt for the pre-course where they learn Java programming, and then they can start our data science or software engineering masters. So those are our latest additions. And I think those programs are very interesting for a lot of students.
Yes. So this was all about the requirements and what kind of courses we can apply for. But now I really want, because there are so many students and they have this thing in their mind. What is the situation of COVID that is going around in the France, or I would say Germany? Because until and unless they have to travel, and what are the updates regarding the travels? and what is the situation that is going on, and what kind of job opportunities as of now that are available, whether it's part time or full time for our students.
Mm. I mean, both in France and in Germany, students can work part-time, and this is around 20 hours per week. So there is no change whether they want to start in France or in Germany. And also, if
Okay.
they start in France and then transfer to Germany, the post-study work visa will not be affected. So they still get 1.5 years post-study work once they finish their studies in Germany. And then in general, so the situation in Europe generally is getting much better. So the vaccination programs are very advanced, so a lot of the population has received the vaccine already, and obviously there are still certain restrictions, but not as many. So you can go out again. People are back in the office. Sometimes people still work from home, so it's a mix, I would say. It's not fully back yet, but everyone is on a very good way. And our Hamburg campus will open very soon again for students, for example. So I just saw the news 2 days ago that Hamburg will open up again, and I'm very sure Berlin and the other campuses are soon to follow. So we expect to be on campus again for our next intake, which is September. And the lectures only start in October, so there's a lot of time still for students to travel and to be able to be on campus. Part-time jobs. It was a bit more difficult during the pandemic, of course. The German government also supported international students with so there was a grant available, there was an interest-free loan available for international students, but the situation is getting better. So our students do have part-time jobs again.
Okay. So as I've also seen in the news that some of the European countries are opening up their borders for the India as well.
Mhm.
Students can travel also. So what are your take on this? That students can travel soon for their France process or for their Germany studies.
Yeah, I mean, I think the flights from India to Germany have resumed last week. Not for students yet, but I think there are flights available again. So there's also a progress to be seen because, and this, to be honest, it all depends on the situation in India, so how it develops. But I mean, the numbers are going down. I think it's getting better, and a lot of states are still under lockdown, and there are a lot of restrictions. But for students, I mean, students could still travel until, yeah, when it was already relatively bad, I would say, in India. So the governments are really looking forward to being able to accept students again to the country, and they have to take corona tests. Obviously, there's a quarantine then required, but they can also shorten this when they take another test when they arrive in Germany. So hopefully, it's getting back to this very soon. But there's a positive development, and
Yes,
also
that
a
I
few,
just want to say.
yeah, and a few consulates and embassies will resume work soon and accept applications again. So it has started. I think
Yeah, it
Anju,
has.
I think
It
Bangalore,
has.
Chennai, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
Hyderabad and Chennai has already started. Uh,
okay.
as far as VFS is concerned, Hyderabad and Chennai have already started accepting applications, and soon it will be open for other cities also.
Yes,
Yeah.
true, because Hyderabad and
Yeah, so
Chennai has
students will be able
the
to
app.
file their visas. Yes.
That's something that was actually came as a very good news because students were actually waiting for their visas and their processings. As Hyderabad and Chennai has opened, so soon other cities will also follow up the guidelines and they'll open up with the all the safety measures, I guess. So we have talked mostly about everything, and what I got to know is like this was actually a very big confusion for me or to any student. Like if they're studying in France, would their postgraduate work permit will going to be affected? So that would not be there. They can work also in France. Also, they can work for 20 hours per week. And one more thing I just want to know, what about the accommodation in France? Because as we talk about France, the accommodation is sometimes subsidized by the government. So what about your take on the accommodation? Would it be affordable or student has to pay for? Do we also have some on-campus accommodations and everything?
So
If you
there
can
is
tell
no
me.
Yes, of course. So there is no on-campus accommodation, and the student mainly needs to organize it themselves. So we work now in collaboration with the Concierge Club, and they focus on international students. So all students that want to start with us, they can get in touch with them, and they will help them and give them tips how and where to find accommodation. And in Paris, obviously, Paris is one of the rather more expensive cities in Europe. So Paris and London are on top there, but it really depends in which area students want to live. So accommodation can be 350, 400 euros, but that is really low. So usually it's more 500, 600 euros per month. And then it can go up depending on the area where they would like to live. But our campus for the students is in the south. It's a place called, it's in Montrouge, and in that area, it's actually a little bit more affordable. And then it's like 20 minutes from the city center, so it's very close still.
I would say it will going to be a very good experience for our students as well. Maybe it's expensive, but it is luxurious, it's beautiful, and it has been a dream for so many students to just, not just for students, for everybody to just go there to go as a tourist also. So it will going to be a very good experience for 6 months, and eventually they have to go to Germany. So at least they now have something in their hands, because from last 1 year or 1.5 year they are just waiting. They're just waiting for their appointments
Yeah.
to be open. Now they have something. They can go. They can travel. So it's something that every student should keep it in mind. Second thing that I really want to ask is for masters. Master students are getting appointments. They have also been now. They have also reached to Germany. So what was your experience in the earlier days when students for masters have come to the campus and come to the Germany, and what their experience in these Corona times?
Yeah. I mean, one thing that has affected everyone is that it's a little bit more difficult, I think, when you come from a different country, to make friends. Because you're not on campus, right? So everything is virtual, and you can't go out, you can't meet, and that I think was a little bit more challenging for sure. But generally, our students managed very, very well because you have your online lectures and you work in groups as well. So you do make friends, and at some point, I mean, students can meet outdoors, right? They can go for a coffee and meet. And our campus was not fully closed, so students could still go there, use our studios, they could use the library, but only the lectures were not allowed to be on campus. So it wasn't fully restricted. And also when we start hybrid teaching, so some of our students are still in their home country, and then they will, and some students, as you mentioned, they are in Germany, so those students can come to campus. The other students will keep studying online. But yeah, so we have our welcome buddies in Germany, and they usually, when students arrive, they organize now virtual sessions, maybe a quiz night, etc. So it's all a little bit more virtual, and hopefully we can do a little bit more in person for all our international students, so they can bond and make friends easier again.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for all the information that you have given to us. Now there are a lot of questions, so I would also should I start taking up the questions?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah. So, first question is there from Ankit Sharma, and he's asking, what about the appointments of Delhi Embassy for Masters students? So, it will going to be resumed soon, Ankit, as Hyderabad and Chennai is already open. So, will open Delhi. There are a lot of students that who are nearby from Delhi, and they're just asking about their slots and appointments. So I would just say that it will going to be open soon, and they have to wait for some time. And then there is a question from Mr. Jatin, and he's asking, can we apply for conditional offers? So as per the situation in India, most of the 12th students have been passed out by the CBSE. By the government, they are all passed, but they still have not received their mark sheets and everything. So would you also be able to give the conditional offers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yep.
So Jatin, so yes, conditional offers are also, you can go by the conditional offers. So then there is a question from JS Lehel, and he's asking BA 2020 pass out from 69%. I have done IELTS, and that is 5.5 each. Will is that student be eligible to apply for the university?
Yep, 60% plus, 5.5 IELTS is our minimum requirement. So yes, he can apply.
Okay, that's great. So JS, you can apply. And how many intakes we do have? So some of the students
We
are
have
asking about the intakes.
we have two intakes, March and September. So currently we are recruiting for this September intake. But even if we have a student who's looking for March 2022, he is most welcome to apply.
Okay.
He is
So
also most welcome to apply.
so March and September is there, and March 22 also you can apply. So you have all
Yes.
the you got all the options.
Yeah. It is
Then
always good to apply early because visa situations. At times it takes time to apply for visa. So if they have offer in hand, they can proceed with their financials, bank loans, visa appointments, and all accordingly. So it's always good to apply early.
so then there is some confusion in between the students that IELTS or PT or any kind of English proficiency test have become mandatory now. So can you give some clarity over this? Because a lot of students are messaging, but I guess we can apply on the basis of their medium of instruction or the test we have from the university, right?
Yes. So I mean, all English proficiency tests are acceptable. Anything equivalent to IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, etc. Duolingo we accept, or yeah, medium of instruction letter. They have to be at a B2 level in English, and then with this free online test, EFZ test, they can download the certificate there themselves and send it to us.
Okay, so it was just a confusion, students. You can go by the university EFS test and the medium of instruction letter as well.
Yes.
Okay, then I can see a lot of questions are there. I have to. What are the? Okay, so some of the students are asking about the fee structures as well. So can you please give clarity about the fee structure and the scholarship?
Yes, so the fee structure is between, so for undergraduate programs, between 11,340 and 12,300 euros. And for our master programs, it's between 13,000 up to the MBA, which is 17,500 per year. So there's also a different range. It depends what program the students apply for. We can give scholarships between 10 and 20%. That depends on the student's background. If they have really high grades, we can give an academic excellence scholarship of 30% on the first year tuition fee. But yeah, we would need to evaluate the overall application and the academics. And also, at the moment, we have this wonderful scholarship for MBA applicants of 25%, which is only going to be for this September intake. So that's a great opportunity for MBA students.
Okay, so I would say Hanuman Sidhu is saying, ma'am, when will appointment starts for bachelor students? So we have already made it clear that the main reason why we have come up here is that bachelor students are facing problems with the appointments. And now I would say, if you are a bachelor student, if you have applied for bachelors, you can go by the path from France or Paris to Germany. So you have got the option, and now you should look for the same.
Absolutely. And just to mention again, it's they don't have to apply for another visa in Germany. It's a transfer.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they don't have to go for any other visa process. You can get transferred from France to Germany, and that would be with the help of the university only. So
Yes.
I guess we have
Yeah.
cleared most of the doubts of our student, and it was actually very informative for me as well. Do you have anything in your mind that you have to tell to our students? Any specific message for our students?
I mean, one thing that I'm very proud of is that we didn't stop teaching throughout the whole pandemic. So students are always welcome to start online with us if they can't get the visa yet. But the situation is globally getting better. Vaccine programs are there, and we just want students with us on campus, may it be in France or in Germany. So this is our main aim because I think that most students they they could start online, but they want to have the experience and be and live in another country. So yes, we are very much looking forward to welcome all the students again in Germany or in
Yes.
France.
And in spite of pandemic, our career center is very active. We are still getting companies
Yes.
for our students for internships and all, and students are getting very good internships. And even after finishing their programs, they're getting into good jobs. One of our student, for example, from Mumbai, he finished his IDM, got a very good company in Germany, got a very high salary also. So it's not that students are not getting jobs or not getting part-time jobs or not getting internships. It's not at all like that. People are getting internships, part-time jobs, full-time jobs after the program. So and health wise also, I mean, looking at COVID situation, I think they are much more safer in Germany once they reach there. So it's good if they,
Yes,
if they
I
finally
good
pursue
to
it,
know that.
because yes, this is what they're looking at. They should proceed further.
By looking at the healthcare system of Germany, I would say vaccination drives are going everywhere. So in Germany, also most of the citizens are now being vaccinated. So it's good if you're going to Germany.
Yes.
You should also take the vaccinations. You should be ready to travel soon, but vaccinations are must. I guess vaccination is must to travel for Germany as well.
So there is no, it's not mandatory
Okay.
to have the
Thank you.
vaccination at hand. Sorry, I think the connection was just gone
Okay,
a
I
little
guess
bit.
there was some technical issue. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was from my side as well. So I was just saying thank you so much for taking out time. It was actually very, very informative for me and for my students. And I would just say we are also looking forward for all the students. Every student is welcome to apply for their bachelor's degree and for the master's degree in University of Europe for the Applied Sciences. And it is a very, very good opportunity for all of us. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Leila. Thank you so much, Anju ma'am, for just come taking out time. And we'll be having this session once more again. With if there would be any new update from Germany, we'll be going live again, students. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Thank you so much, and thank
Thank
you
you.
so much to the whole Landmark team for being able to talk
Thank you.
to
Thank
the
you so
students
much.
today.
Thank you so much for the support always.
Thank you, Surbi. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for taking us again on live sessions with Landmark. It is always an opportunity to work with you guys, because you guys have got very good knowledge, not only for counseling but for visa also. So students feel really safe. This is what the kind of feedback I get from your students, and I really feel proud that we are working with Landmark. So thank you so
Thank
much
you so much.
to
Thank you.
to Team Landmark, and thank you, Lela. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.